Welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of the Panthers, in a program built on the backs of legends like Tony Dorsett, Hugh Green, Mark May, and Mike Ditka, give it the toughness that is epitomized by anyone who plays in the Steel City. Up for the opening kickoff. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Mountaineers offense takes the field to start this game off. The toughness epitomized from the coal mines of West Virginia, the steel mills in Pittsburgh, and you better have a sturdy jaw in the backyard brawl.
Any name in a rivalry game that's the backyard brawl, sign me up. Both these teams, man, that's what they're about. That's their identity. They'll be ready to throw down.
It's called backyard brawl for a reason. When West Virginia and Pitt play, there's fights on the field, there's fights up in the stands, there's fights in the parking lot after the game. These programs hate each other.
They'll run the option. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line. Last time these two got together, it was the Mountaineers winning a thriller.
Man, they've been eating pepperoni rolls for a year in West Virginia after that close win last year, David.
And West Virginia did such a great job a year ago, keeping their composure. This is a big game, a lot of emotions, have to learn to handle it. Let's see if Pitt's ready for the moment.
Gonna run it. It's White. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Man, a lot of times when you blitz that linebacker, it's about timing. You don't show your hand, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets right through the line, makes the tackle for a loss.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebacker.
Not much you can do there. Like, you got to have a little better block. You got to identify that blitz a little bit faster by the offensive line.
They've got it at the 41, 3rd and short, trying to keep the chains moving. Pulls and fires complete. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback finding his open receiver on 3rd down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is 3rd down conversion percentage. If you're a great 3rd down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill 3rd down so much in practice.
Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. The Mountaineers with the 1st and 10. Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete. So many rivalries built on proximity, and Pitt and West Virginia have been squaring off in their backyard since 1895.
And it's just crazy to think about. A rivalry that goes that far back, so close to each other. It means so much for a year of bragging rights, Paul.
Well, and the hate started in 1895, and every single year, every time these two teams play, you just see that on the field.
9th play of the opening drive coming up, but now they face a 3rd down. Just going to keep it after the snap. And the defense had his hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the 1st down. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a 1st down.
You know, you kind of get stuck in no man's land once you get across that 50-yard line where it might be a long field goal, which isn't really high percentage. Or do I go for it on 4th down? I like to go for it, personally. I like the aggressiveness. They go for it, and they get the big 1st down.
All the way down to the 15-yard line. It's 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Now, and you got to read it quick, right? And he makes a quick decision, gets that thing out of his hand, but make sure your feet are set, and you still got to be accurate, even though you're trying to get rid of that ball so fast.
He's got it on the move, and he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined, run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside, and the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that quarterback be going the other direction.
Don't even think about sending the special teams out on 4th down and 3. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Quickly complete. And he'll be stopped short, or maybe he stopped himself short. The Panthers offense will go to work for the first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football.
Shoots through that hole and picks up 5. He's out to the 11. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. On the run, it's Reed. Hammers ahead for a yard out to the 12.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
Finds the tight end. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. New set of downs after that completion. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Fights off a defender. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football, create balance, and right here just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run.
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. He was dreaming of getting a few more on that return, but they'll take it in business at the 32.
Well, obviously it's raining here in this game, and the ball's slippery. I don't know if that slipped out of the QB's hands a little bit, but it certainly wasn't an accurate throw, and as a result, it ends up in an interception.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. They get him stopped at the 26, but boy, that was an attitude run, a pickup of 6. Got 6 on first down, now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. To the ground with the back. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25. Ball's at the 25. They're in field goal range, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag.
Hold it.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And he'll pick up a few yards before he's dragged down, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. They're certainly not out of field goal range here, but they want to try to pay off this drive with a touchdown. They'll go for it on 4th. And that ball's incomplete on 4th down, but wait just a second. There is a flag, and this is a big call. They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. Looking for a productive play on first down. Running behind that left side. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
Looking to throw, it's Holstein. Gets it out fast. At the 35, he's open. Can anyone catch him? At the 20. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. Touchdown, Panthers. Hauled it in and just kept right on running to the hallelujah land.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running, I don't have to break down. strong. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Looking for a crease. It's White. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
They'll give it to him again. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
Listen, I know that's not a huge game, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a fourth-quarter game.
Across the 45. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Keep it on the ground. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Offensive linemen love to run the power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having to pass block every play. You got to keep defenses off balance.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down, and now they have to make a call. He was doing everything he could. Got away from one guy, but not that next one, and he came up short.
Yeah, he needed a few more extra efforts to find a way to make that happen. Nice catch. Nice job breaking the first tackle, but couldn't get rid of the next guy and get that extra yardage needed for the first down.
I love offenses that can just rely on their offensive line to get it done in 4th and short situations like that. Turn around, hand it off, let's stay on the field and keep this thing going.
What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and they're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
Motion from the offense. They'll try the outside to the left. Relying on that running game inside the red zone. He picked up 3 to the 11. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Now the pitch. And the 4th option there is to throw it in reverse, and that's what happened on that one.
And a great job by the linebacker. You can tell starting to crowd the line of scrimmage, get up there in the line of scrimmage, see it, diagnose it, get in the backfield, get the running back on the ground for the tackle for the loss.
Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. And the Mountaineers will go for it on 4th down. Touch pass on the run. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down? We'll see what this offense can do sitting inside its own 20. Dropping back, it's Holstein. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. Line getting set on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. And he goes down back at the 1-yard line. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They've been able to put together nothing. Now 3rd and long from their own 1. Out of the gun, the inside give. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
There's just not a lot of great play calls, guys, for 3rd in California. So you hand it off, you try to get some of that yardage back, and see what happens next.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Fair catch is called for. You want to make sure that you field it cleanly in rainy weather like this. West Virginia has it in the offense ready to go to work. First snap of this drive comes from their own 44. Wide out in motion. A designed run for the quarterback. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. Let's see what they've got on second down. A run for the quarterback. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down. Now on first down from the 43. Quick strike complete. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
Using him out of the slot, he has just been unstoppable.
And I love putting dynamic athletes in the slot that I can move around, that I can put in motion, that I can make him go in or out. I can put him off the ball so you can't get hands on him, and they've really featured this guy today.
Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's first down at the 27. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock.
It's second down.
And now on second down for this offense. Looking downfield, it's Green. A shot toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass. Locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, passing.
On third down, he drops to throw. Unleashes one deep. It's incomplete, but here comes the flag, and I think it's going to be a first down.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking for room. It's White. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening. Quickly gets everyone set. They spike it to stop the clock. And it's third down, but they're going to go ahead and try the field goal and try to get points before the break. Just drives it between the uprights.
I know they're trailing going into the locker room here at halftime, but kicking that field goal gives them a little bit of a jolt, a little bit of a boost of momentum that they can carry with them into the second half. And there's a lot of football left to go here. I can't wait to see what happens.
They make the stop on the return, and that is priority one. You don't want some big return to give up a cheap touchdown on the final play of the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Mountaineers will boot it away to start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Caller, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to get the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space.
And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
And it's such an advantage for this defense to have an outside linebacker like that can rush the passer because they can set the edge. They can get off the ball, and they're just way too fast for tight ends or for offensive tackles to get out and block.
They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule, and what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call.
They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Feeling some heat. Starting to feel a little pressure.
Well, the defense obviously went in at halftime. They were trailing on the scoreboard. They needed to make some adjustments, and already they're showing some positive signs. On the very first drive of the second half, they're able to register a sack on 3rd down, looking to get the ball back to their offense here.
He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, it just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going, then something can start to move.
Makes the catch, and he's brought down.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
This is the absolute right call. They're going for it on 4th down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Inside the 45. Not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. And the Mountaineers getting set on 1st and 10. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. The give to the back. He rumbles ahead for 6 inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
6-yard pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and 4. He's going to take off. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Mountaineers. And with that one, they jump on top here in the second half.
I mean, you talk about calling a pretty good defense you feel good about, and you take away the pass, and what does the quarterback do? He pulls it down and just shows the speed, basically becomes a running back, takes it all the way to the house, and makes your defense look silly.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. This is where you make the money on the drive. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Pitt will have to boot this one away.
Number 91, odds upon away.
Great contact on that ball as it just hangs up in the sky. He's got great speed. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. Here comes the offense on 1st down. Wide receiver coming across in motion. He'll take it himself. Past the 1st down marker and still running. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. Down to the 23 for this 1st and 10. From the shotgun, the inside give. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the 1st down.
The interesting thing about these RPOs is it takes a lot of communication. You know, the quarterback sticks it in the belly of the running back, and the running back doesn't know if he's going to take it or not. And you could tell, took the football, got north-south, got upfield, got a great positive gain and a positive play for this offense.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Caught in the backfield, it's Farmer. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards.
And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, West Virginia. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, you know, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Here's the return from inside his 10. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. First down for this offense. Defense showing blitz, trying to rattle this quarterback. From the gun, the give, looking for room. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. Guys, that's the end of the quarter, and West Virginia has the lead. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Back to throw, it's Holstein. Trying to make magic with his feet. Still running at the 40. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment. The Panthers will hustle to the line. Caught behind the line. It's Mumpfield. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. And here comes the offense on 2nd down.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
Yeah, nice coverage, and you'd like to snag that interception, but there's always a reason why these thoroughbred athletes play defense. And it's usually because of their lack of hands, like you just saw.
That's caught. It's Mumpfield. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. Pitt coming to the line after getting another first down. Oh, it's a reverse. Discards a man. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
What a great job by the backside of the defense staying home. A lot of time the run looks like it's going the other direction. What happens? You start to chase. Nope. These guys stayed home and played their assignment. And
just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Finds his big tight end. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. He'll take a shot. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. He looked as if he thought he had it all the way, and this junior makes a play.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
It seems so inviting to try to get the ball outside, but this defense is so fast, you just end up running sideways.
And when you don't have any misdirection or something else to look at before he puts that ball on the perimeter, a lot of times those guys can play even faster. They can see it right now. Those safeties fly up, those corners fly up, outside backers fly up, and get in the play immediately.
And they're able to get him on the ground.
And with another big play, he's over the 100-yard mark. A lot of times when you look in the box score at the end of the game, whoever rushes for 100 yards, a lot of times they win the football game. This guy's been able to create big plays, and that's why his team's been successful in offense.
Such a big part to convert these third downs, and they've got it at the 42. The Mountaineers are flying down the field. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. They have declared their intentions on this drive, keeping it on the ground. It's 1st and 10 again. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Give to the running back. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the 1st down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They'll put it in play from the 41 on 1st down. Leaves it with the back. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6. The defense burns their 3rd and final timeout of the half. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. Defense with a chance to put a stop to this drive. Nice snap coming. It's 3rd and 4. Toss sweep to the left. Bulls his way forward. Working their way closer and closer. A 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26. Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. And the Mountaineers moving quickly to the line. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And the first guy couldn't get him, but the second one does, but not until he picks up the 1st down. They've moved to the 16. It's 1st and 10. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Gonna run it. It's White. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Mountaineers! They push the lead out here in the 4th quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1.
Some would say run out the clock. Some would say I don't need to add points. But here's the thing. It's your job to stop them on defense. Now, listen, the handshakes, they might get a little bit interesting after this game, but the offense did their job.
And he takes this from inside the 5. They stop the return right there, and that will do it. This one is in the book. No matter how much college football changes, realignment, all of that kind of stuff, rivalries are consistent, and winning rivalry games, well, that's just the best.
Because they hate each other so much. So you take the field against your rival, you're able to put forth a performance like that. That is worth its weight in gold, David. Unbelievable effort here by the winning team, and bragging rights now for a while.
Bragging rights for a while. It's a fun thing to be able to accomplish. Now we also got to take in the next couple games, because this is always, there's a letdown that naturally happens after these big rivalry wins. We feel like our chest is poked out. We got to look on to the next game, focus in on this next one.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.